All right, this is still section 6.2, chapter 6.2, number 15 in your packet. Find the simplified expression for the perimeter and area of a right triangle with legs of 4 times 4x to the 3/4 and 3x to the 3/4. So first things first, I'm going to draw this out. So we have a triangle. They said a right triangle, right? Okay, good. So I've got 4x to the 3/4 and 3x to the 3/4. So they want the perimeter and area. I'm going to start with the area simply because I think it's going to be easier. But so here we go. Area of a triangle equals base times height divided by 2. So here we go. The area equals 4x to the 3/4 times 3x to the 3/4 divided by 2. Okay. 4 times 3 is 12, divided by 2 is 6. Okay. And since we're multiplying the x's, we can add their exponents. So 3 plus 3 is 6, that's 6/4. And 6, well, I'll go ahead and write it as 6/4 to make sure everybody tags along. That's 6/4, which that means it reduces down to 3 halves. So that would be your area. Okay? Your perimeter is going to be a little bit more challenging simply because we have to find this length, which if you remember, for the hypotenuse of a right triangle, it is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay? So here we go. And then to make it more interesting, to get c all by itself, I have to take the square root of the other two. So I'm going to write it like this: a squared plus b squared to the 1/2 equals c. I think you'll see why in a minute. It'll just clean up everything a little bit. But get plus, sometimes it's easier to think of it as to the 1/2, the exponent, rather than the radical. And I think that'll come into play later. So here we go. A squared. So that's, we'll do the 4. 4x to the 3/4 squared plus b. 3x to the 3/4 squared to the 1/2 equals c. Okay? And we'll distribute those squares, which, don't forget, the whole numbers have exponents too, so we'll distribute to both numbers. So 4 squared is 16. 3 times 2 is 6, which 6/4 is 3 halves. So we'll go to the 3 halves, which, just to, if you didn't follow along with that, if I do 2 times 3/4, 2 times 3 is 6, which reduces down to 3 halves. It's the same as we did right there. So that's 16 to the 3 halves, plus, fixed color, plus 3 squared is 9, and 2 times 3/4 is again 3 halves. So that's x to the 3 halves. And all that is to the 1/2 equals c. Right. Notice we have the same base. They're both x to the 3/4, 3 halves. So we can add their exponent. We add their coefficients. 16 plus 9 is 25. So I've got, which, I'll get rid of that tiddly mark. It'll drive people crazy. 25 x to the 3 halves to the 1/2 equals c. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute that 1/2. So 1/2 times 1 is 1, so that's 25 to the 1/2. Which some of you will already scream, well, that's fine. And 1/2 times 3 halves is 3/4. Okay, and just as a reminder of how you do that, what is it? 3/4 times 3/2 times 1/2. That's 3/2 times 1/2. Remember, just multiply straight across. 3 times 1 is 3. 2 times 2 is 4. So it's 3/4. And I can simplify 25 to the 1/2 as 5x to the 3/4. So that is my C value. So if you want the perimeter, you got to add up all your sides. So your sides are 4x to the 3/4 plus 3x to the 3/4 plus 5x to the 3/4, which it's actually a 3, 4, 5 right triangle if you remember that rule. But hey, if you didn't, here's a way to do it. And since we all have the same x value, same exponent, same everything, those are all like terms. 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 5 is 11, no, 12. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 12. Lose my mind. So it is, so your perimeter equals, I'll write it out. Perimeter equals A plus B plus C. The perimeter equals 12x to the 3/4. That is your perimeter. A little more involved, but not too bad.